Hey guys, Geek Gab here. This is going to be part 3 of talking about the aliens and the Omnitrix of the original series of Ben 10. And my next 3 segments will be about the aliens and the Omnitrix in Alien Force, and so on. Now, in this one, I will be going in much greater detail about the Omnitrix itself. Alright, so here we go. Now, like I said before, the Omnitrix is not a weapon. Yes, it is very powerful, and is often called like the most powerful technology or most powerful weapon in the universe, or something like that. But it is not a weapon. It's meant to be a tool for peace. And essentially, it's Azimuth's apology to the universe for creating the most powerful weapon in existence. Which you'll learn about in Ultimate Alien, but I'm not discussing that stuff yet. Now, essentially, Azimuth put what was the exact number? Oh yeah, over 1 million different species that Azimuth thought were intelligent. Now, this doesn't mean like animals, like in Benton Omniverse, Sunder, that bounty hunter guy, he rubs socks on his face and says, "Huh, soft." Vulpin Yakwol? Which implies that there's animals on other planets, obviously. So obviously, this means that, random animals like the Kraken in the original Ben 10 series wouldn't qualify because they aren't intelligent and sapient like, people. Anywho, essentially the Omnitrix is Noah's Ark, and in case of mass extinctions, can resurrect any extinct alien race, so long as it has a DNA sample. Now, we won't see this function until Alien Force, but just had to tell you. Now, this essentially makes the Omnitrix Noah's Ark, and Ben is Noah. It even has human DNA sampled in there, too. Now, where the human sample came from, we don't know. Because, who is the special guy? Was it Chuck Norris or something? Our Lord and Savior? Anyway, sorry. That was a weird joke. Anywho, that's pretty much the gist of the general purpose of the Omnitrix. But here in a second, I will go over its modes. All right, now. It's active mode, just like a regular watch. Its hourglass symbol is just its base mode. Now the original version of the Omnitrix, you click a button, and then the ring pops up, and then the hourglass symbol kind of transforms into like a diamond kind of symbol, or rhombus if you want to get technical with semantics. Then, like a silhouette of the aliens that are available at the time are shown. And you can just twist through it to get to the alien you want, press it down, you get it. Now, like I said before, there is a timeout mode. Usually, if the timer is active, then you get about 15 minutes, give or take, of power and usage before, and, it times out, and goes bright red, and then, you have to wait a bit before it'll recharge. Now, if you take away the limiter, and achieve master control, this is not an issue. It's mainly just like a safety issue, so that way, like, just in case it ends up in the wrong hands, that way you only have to, like, wait it out for 15 minutes or so, so you're not entirely fucked. Although, to be fair, this is not that good of a drawback, because, imagine some bad guy ends up getting a hold of, one of the really big, dangerous aliens, like Clockwork, Atomics, NRG, Alien X, etc. You won't even survive for a few seconds, let alone 15 minutes. But I digress. Not gonna get into that tangent. Anyway, the transformation process is instantaneous, but in the show, they show it as slowed down and gradual, just like for dramatic effect, just to make it look cool. So it's not like, while you're slowly growing the four arms, when you're turning into four arms, that gives, like, the enemy time to just, unload a clip into your forehead. No, it slows it down as, like, a visual effect, for a dramatic effect, just to make it look cool, alright? Now, here's the thing. When you change multiple times, it kind of, like, drains the power more. Now, the more active you are, do tax the Omnitrix a lot more. Let's see what else. Oh, by the way, so the original Omnitrix was a prototype, so there were a few bugs. So sometimes Ben might get stuck as a random alien for longer and longer. And the Omnitrix symbol would be kind of inconsistent on different parts of the body. Sometimes it would be like as a belt. Sometimes it would be on the back, on the chest, shoulder, head, shoulder, knees and toes. I'm sorry, guys. I had to. I just had to. I couldn't resist. But this is fixed later on somehow, and the Omnitrix takes like a copy somehow, and basically recreates a loose copy of clothing similar to what the user normally wears. So that's why all these aliens are just conveniently wearing the black and white shirt that Ben wears. Also, like I said before, anytime the user transforms, the alien will be aged up or aged down, depending on how old the user or the wearer of the Omnitrix is. So that means, and this is a scary thing to imagine, forearms in the original series is what a 10-year-old Tetraman looks like. And that thing, in forearms, mind you, some notable feats he's done is, like, whirling around a woolly mammoth, and just like super jumping and going toe to toe with Vilgax many times. So just picture that. Imagine that's how powerful a 10-year-old Tetraman is. So imagine how much worse an adult Ben in his prime would be as forearms. And that also means that Weibig, as 10 years old, was that powerful. Marinating that for a second. Now, here's the thing. When Ben immediately transforms into an alien, he doesn't automatically know, like, oh, here's all the creative, possible, intricate things I can do with it. No. He has, like, a basic understanding of what the alien is and what it does, but, like, he still has, like, to learn how to control it, you know? Now, the Omnitrix had a quick change feature, and basically you can, like, change the dial to the 3 o'clock position, and this isn't always done, but you can simply just slap the Omnitrix symbol, and then you can just automatically like transform into a different form. But if you don't want to do that, you can just do that and transform back to human. Now the Omnitrix can alter its size to fit the user's wrist, and when transformed, Omnitrix protected the user from negative effects. Like, for example, being possessed by an ectoneurite, exposure to corrodium, being transformed by Dr. Animal's mutant ray. And it also had defense mechanisms to protect the host. Like, for example, energy feedback blast to defend against anyone trying to force it off of its owner, or monitoring the telemetry of the host's vitals. So it could allow it to detect if the host was in danger and self-activate, even in recharge mode. Now, this goes back to its ultimate failsafe, which I'll get to here in a second. And yes, I am reading off of the wiki page, strictly just because I remember like a good deal of this stuff. It just I want to make sure I'm giving you all like the proper information in great detail. Just so like you're well informed. Now, once placed on a host, the Omnitrix utilizes the host DNA melds with their skin at the genetic level, thereby making it impossible to remove by any normal physical means. The Omnitrix can open its panel and show its circuits, thus distributing its energy to another device or individual. The Omnitrix could show a database image of all aliens unlocked. The Omnitrix is able to repair genetic damage, such as DNA aliens. We'll get to that later. And it could reprogram a species' DNA. Again, we'll get to that on another day. The Omnitrix had a scratch guard that Ben did not know how to remove, though it fell off after Ben 10 destroyed all aliens. Not sure what that was. Because I never got to see the movie, never knew where to see it. Don't nag me in the comments. Now, the Omnitrix changed the alien's eye color to match the device's core color. So it isn't just a convenient, coincidence that Ben's eyes are green and so are the alien's eyes. And the Omnitrix can be synchronized with another Omnitrix even without the user's intent. It's waterproof, and it does have a master control mode. It has unlimited access to all the Omnitrix functions, like all alien forms, and no time limit, unless all available power is used up. It can be unlocked via a special code, or a voice command by Azimuth himself. It could replace one of its DNA samples with someone else from the same species. It can also be set to prevent the user from returning to their base form. It can be reconfigured putting the user into a transformation loop until it's deactivated. In its reconfigured state, Omnitrix. We'll get to that in a second. Now, it can also redirect scans from inorganic aliens that the power is boosted, resulting in an orange rippling pulse to come out of the Omnitrix, sending anyone near it flying backwards. And it could even create an alien species, as with the case of Nanomech, which we'll get to eventually. Now, by extension, the Omnitrix had AI, functioned as a GPS, had a hologram map, two-way communication, built-in universal translator, does not extend to animal languages, so of course, Ben can't just go around speaking squirrel. It could teleport the user through Azimuth's teleportation channel, although with that, we haven't seen that much, or at all to my knowledge. It had a homing beacon, and it could create a simulation within itself and transport the user's mind, including the homeworld of its DNA samples, and displays information on a holographic screen. It can add access to life forms to make them safer and more usable. For example, goops like flying saucer, anti-gravity projector. And it does, and the Omnitrix has color coding, depending on meaning and such. Green, active mode. Red, recharge mode. Yellow, initially was collect and capture mode. Blue means reconfiguration mode. Purple, control or risk of temporal threat. Orange, self-destruct mode, or alien creation mode. Gray, inactive mode. Pink, under spell effect. Display modes. The Omnitrix had two known display modes. During the original series of Omniverse flashbacks, it was black silhouettes of the aliens. After reconfiguration, it was changed to dark green holograms of the aliens. Orange if it's an alien species created from the Omnitrix. Now, I've never seen this orange mode, to my knowledge, but I'll have to go ahead and rewatch that sometime, because I don't remember ever seeing that. By changing the settings of the Omnitrix, either of the above display modes could have been used with the Omnitrix in either of its forms. And like I said earlier, with clothing, this basically recreates clothing loosely based on what the user's wearing, but there are examples where most of the aliens appeared buck naked in Alien Force, but that was due to a bug. This is corrected in later interpretations, but we'll get to that in a second. In later videos, I meant. Now, there are voice commands, like master control and decouple Omnitrix command 000, release coupling 0, remove the Omnitrix, and the self-destruct sequence, command code 000, destruct 0, activate self-destruct mode. Now, it could destroy half the universe, but only if you let it build up a charge for a couple days, but not if you only let it build up for like 30 seconds. Now, if the Omnitrix's faceplate cover is broken off, the result was DNA hybrids. It could be affected by electromagnetic waves, which ultimately activated self-destruct mode. When exposed to electromagnetic interference, the Omnitrix could cause unintentional transformations and will be unable to deactivate until the source of the interference is gone. So, for example, This could work in reverse, rapidly changing the user from one form to another until something stops it. If the user gets sick, the Omnitrix would make the alien sick too. Although I already said this before. And sometimes the Omnitrix gave some aliens unnecessary clothes. Now, if hacked by Eon, the Omnitrix will transform the user into a younger version of himself. It can also switch the user's mind with an older version of themselves. Aliens like Ghost Freak can escape the Omnitrix via sentience, but others like Goop, Spider Monkey, Waybig, and Chromostone can escape via hacking. In addition to gaining all the powers and abilities of an alien, the user gains all the weaknesses of that alien as well. The user is also susceptible to certain behaviors inherent to the alien she is transformed into, such as Big Chill's reproductive nature. We'll get to that here in a bit, in a couple of videos. The genetics of some species can alter the user's personality, like with Wrath. Sometimes the Omnitrix would randomly leave the user stuck as an alien for an indefinite amount of time. That could only be deactivated by azimuth hitting the Omnitrix symbol. Powerful items like Vilgax's sword are capable of forcing a timeout on the Omnitrix. The Omnitrix has no mind control protection. After the Omnitrix is reconfigured, any damage the user sustains was retained when said user times out. Non-stop transformations could overload the Omnitrix and cause it to break. The user and its transformations were vulnerable to being de-aged. If the user activates a beam to avert DNA aliens back to humans, the Omnitrix energy would deplete and the user would get exhausted, turning the device into recharge mode. An overload of mana or magic in general could cause the Omnitrix to heavily malfunction. If the Omnitrix is scratched, it will slowly transform the user. Never seen that before. If the Omnitrix is creating an alien species, it will not allow the user to transform and only show half-formed shapes instead of full holographic alien forms. And when an alien species is finished being created by the Omnitrix, the hologram would remain in an orange and static-like state instead of green. This malfunction would later be fixed when transformed into the Ultimatrix and new Omnitrix. Certain transformations may develop a link if unlocked through others, which will prevent the user from using one of them. Not sure what that means or where they showed that, but okay. The Omnitrix could also be temporarily disrupted by the teleportation feedback, such as from the purple lightning. Loki, go. Loki, go. Loki, go. Daddy can't play right now. Sorry about that, dog. The DNA sources of aliens can override the alien and take control of the user's mind, like Ghost Freak and Eon. And the Omnitrix can be hacked by galvanic mechamorphs. Also, the aliens can be eradicated by mechamorph hacking. Overusing... Wait! Sorry, dogs. Overusing the Omnitrix will permanently disfigure the user's DNA. Okay, never heard that one before. And that is just about everything to the original series Omnitrix. And eventually I will make the next video, and that will start the next 3-part segments about the aliens and Omnitrix in Ben 10 Alien Force. Anyway, please like, subscribe, show your friends. Hope you enjoy. Please help me, grow my channel so as many people can enjoy my videos and have fun here as possible. Hope you guys enjoyed.